Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to OTB Boxing School. Apologize about the layoff. It's been a while. Salute Southern Tizzle. Salute to the Brody. Gonna have my co-host jumping up in a minute. Supposed to have a special guest tapping in with y'all. Shout out to the whole city. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Had a lot of fight film, had a lot of fight announcements, man. A lot of fight news broke out since the last time we came on and chopped it up. This weekend, fight week, Regis Prograis, Williams Zapata. Jose Zapata. Definitely got that fight film up for everybody. Please tap in and go and check that out for your boy. Waiting on my co-host. He'll be joining me in a minute. And we supposed to have a silver medalist. Oh, okay. He said he trying to get the link now. Hold on, man. Y'all give me a minute.
Mislead people.
Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, we definitely gonna be having a silver medalist. Ricardo Williams just got off the phone with him. He tapping in with us, man. Salute to the Brody. How you feeling, Brody?
Pretty good, man. Crazy long week, brother. Long week.
So, salute to Queen Tay Tay. Appreciate you tapping in with us, Queen. Gotta say that. But yeah, man, I already know. I know how that be, man.
Yeah,
Definitely. Same here, man. Just grinding. You know how it is. Salute
right.
to Daryl Deloach. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Everybody smash that like. We about to chop it up a little bit with Cincinnati's own silver medalist Ricardo Williams tapping in with us straight out of Texas, man. So we gonna talk a little bit of boxing, talk a little bit of what brought him to the sport, man. What he see about the sport, what he might like to change. You know what I mean? See if we could bring y'all some up close and personal with my co-host, nobody else but himself, Mr. Marcus. Now Ohio runs boxing. Broly, you gotta send me that picture, Brody. Man, that picture with all the Ohio fighters, man. I need that joy.
That was, everybody like it, but it was a little rough draft, man. I know I could do way better. It was just a rough draft, and I added a couple people, but you already know my inbox was going crazy with fighters like, for real, Marcus, I ain't on there. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I seen you in the comments, like, man, this ain't even all the Ohio fighters, just so y'all know, like.
Right, it's just it's a lot, and it goes to show you how hard it is. It's not easy, man, to try to keep covering all these fighters like that, but they think I'm Santa Claus, man, because the way I promote them, they think I'm all over. But that's great, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for the coaches and some of the fighters that send me information, you know what I mean, keeping me posted on what's going on, it's dope. I even got some good news today that I'm gonna share. That I just got off the phone with one of the coaches, and he confirmed it. Earl Spence just got off the phone with him, so it was like bam. So it was like boom, boom. So yeah.
That's what's up, man. Go ahead, drop it on them. Because I gotta say, shout out to you, D-Ray Promotions, straight out of Omaha, man. Shout out to the homie Brian Bomac McIntyre, who tapped in with me this morning. Man, we talked for a little minute, man. Talked about Cincinnati's own welterweight Boubacar Akisela, man, who working, looking good, about to be on that card. So Bomac did say that he making the time for us. He gonna let us know when he coming on, but he definitely gonna be on to chop it up with us, man, and let us know what Booby Trap up there doing, man.
That's good. That's good.
Cause
man, we got some catching up to do with some of these fights too, man.
Yeah, they got announced, man. I got just so y'all know, man, be on the lookout for Teofimo Lopez and Sandor Martin film watch. I just dropped. That's in the watch right now. So once it go through, it'll be up for everybody to go and check out. But so what fight you most excited about, bro?
Oh, well, I'm talking about the fights that we did see. I mean, I think the fight that I heard was tanking Ryan, but it's more. I'm happy that they fighting, but we gotta be, listen. I don't even sound like I ain't even happy about it, because it's just, for this to be a big fight and no real belts on the line, just tell you where we are in boxing today. You know what I mean? Where people are just, this is a big giant fight. We need it. I've already heard that they're not actually, they're agreed, but there's nothing really signed. You know what I'm saying? So, and Tank got a good fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, some haters is, trying to, shit over that fight already, man. But this is a good fight for Tank. I like this fight. And they actually threw me by surprise. I didn't think he was even gonna be on the mention for, a Tank fight, coming up. So that threw me by surprise. I wasn't even expecting Hector.
Man, I love the Hector Garcia fight. And I'm going to take this moment to apply Tank. Shout out to Big Cletus, Big Texas, a.k.a. Cletus, TWT's on, man. Shout out to Brody, man. Appreciate you tapping in. We about to have my Cincinnati brother, Ricardo Williams, who actually down in Texas. Y'all done wrapped y'all arms around it. So I appreciate the whole state of Texas for definitely making sure the homie straight down there. And as well as his family, I mean, y'all embrace, understand the whole family, because they definitely safe down there, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? But definitely stay tapped in Texas. We about to have silver medalist Ricardo Williams tap in with us straight out of Texas. So we gonna do a little bit of talking about some of y'all Texas fighters that he familiar with, that he is responsible for bringing up throughout this sport. You know what I mean? Brushing up. Y'all know he has close relationships with both of the Charlos, sparred a lot with them coming up, you know what I mean, throughout before they became the Charlos, you understand? So we gonna do a little bit of talking about them. Yeah, I mean, we gonna talk a little bit about EJ. But right now, man, I gotta say, I'm proud of Tank, man. I gotta take this moment. I give Tank a lot of slack. You understand? Because y'all know how close he is with the city of Cincinnati. We done always wrapped our arms around Tank since Tank was Adrian Broner's bag boy. Like, you understand? I remember seeing Tank at the rap battles holding AB Gucci bag. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
So for him to take this fight with a Hector Garcia, that's a tough fight, man. And I just feel like Hector Garcia's style is tailor made for Tank. You know what I mean? He don't really fight behind that length that he has. And in his last fight, we seen him take a lot of punches in the pocket. And Chris Colbert thought that he was gonna be able to come up fighting him in the pocket like that, but he fought with his length. So as well as Hector Garcia don't fight behind his length, he has shown us the ability to do so. I think that that's the fight that he's gonna have to fight to beat Tank. Yeah, you know I mean, the beat Tank, he got to fight a boring fight. He got to control the line. You understand? And he got to stay out the pocket. Otherwise,
Yeah,
his ass going night night.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about that. I mean, if he gonna have to stay out of the pocket, but his brother, he can punch. I think a lot of people discredit this kid from punching, and it made me look good because I always go through this with people where they look at a guy's record and say, "Well, he got 10 KOs. I mean, who has he knocked out?" Well, listen here. B Hop said the same exact thing in the press conference. He told Hector, "What makes this guy so dangerous? Who has he knocked out to make him so dangerous?" Well, you got knocked down by him. You didn't get knocked out, but you got knocked down by him. When you got a guy that can punch, it doesn't matter who he's in the ring with. If he lands that shot, you going down. If you're
Facts.
durable, you get what I'm saying. So we got to
Facts.
stop this. Oh, well, so what? He knocked out 35 guys. Who was they? He knocked out 35 guys.
Facts.
He knocked out 35
And,
guys.
and he's an Olympian. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Hector Garcia, Olympian, man. I ain't about to sit up here and act
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah,
Tank
I
got a
mean,
chin, so I'm not even. I think Tank is durable enough. Where he has a nice chin. People don't give credit to Tank where he takes some shots too, man. Tank can take some shots, but my thing is that he's fighting a guy that can actually crack. He got some crack to him, man. He's not a high KO ratio guy, but he can actually crack. I respect that, but this is a good fight. After him coming off of win against Chris Colbert, man. These are the type of, what's his name? Carlos Adames. I don't want to
yeah,
mess his name up.
yeah,
Uh,
Adonis.
Adames. He came off a big win, and now he's possibly supposed to be fighting. I heard it was supposed to be Charlo. They supposed to be in the works with that one. So it's like you need guys to come off performances
Yeah,
like
we
that,
just
man.
seen Jamal and sparring too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just seen him sparring.
that's good. You need
Yeah,
performances like that, man. Since we haven't been on for a couple of weeks, man. You know, we had the Ohio card last week with Montana. You know, that was off the chain.
I went up, man. I went up and man, I had a ball. I couldn't give no input on the fight because I was in the crowd. Yeah, I mean, when you in the crowd, it's hard to really say what should have happened or what shouldn't have happened. Salute to my baby in the building. Thanks for tapping in with us, baby.
Was
But yeah,
good.
man. I definitely. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. How
What was it? What was it? You know, I don't know if you saw my breakdown on my
they was
prediction
about to
before.
tear that motherfucker up there, boy. You know how they get in Cleveland, boy. They was about to tear. They was cutting up there. I ain't even gonna hold you. Salute, just do. Appreciate you tapping in with me, Brody. Everybody smash a like. We about to have silver medalist Ricardo Williams tapping in with us in a minute. We just brushing it up while the brethren get his situation together. His connection was going out. But I just got off the phone with him, so he definitely will be tapping in with us.
Yeah, I actually Ronell on that undercard, he looked good. He fought my boy Resemian. That's an Ohio versus Ohio fight. That slip in that fight changed the outcome of that fight too, because Rosemi is not really a come forward type of guy. He likes to box, but he knew when he got, that called that a knockdown with Ronell. He had to really press the fight, and Ronell was just whoop whoop. And like Ricardo
Well,
right there.
we definitely got the Olympian tapping in with us, Cincinnati zone.
What's
Y'all
up
see
with
the
it?
smile on my face, man. Hey, I done been a kid waiting on the Lex bubble to pull up and give out singles and fives, man. We used to chase. Hey, y'all, we used to chase the Lex bubble like the kids did on Belly when they was running next to it in the hood, man. But man, for everything that you did for this city, bro, all of the motivation, you understand, you can see my love for this sport, which you understand, you cater to. You understand, man. You the reason that a lot of us boxing fans, you the reason that a lot of these kids that's within this sport are believers that they can achieve it. You responsible for the likes of Adrian, Rashid, bro. Just what you gave to us outside the sport as well as inside the sport. I have to say, I mean, because I done seen the ripples outside the ring and inside the ring for you as a man, you as an individual, bro, and definitely as a patron of the city of Cincinnati. I gotta make sure I get you your flowers, gotta make sure it's on record, put that crown on you while you here, man. We appreciate everything. But how you feeling today, champ?
Man, thanks, man. First of all, thanks for having me, man. And I'm humble, man. And, whenever homage paid, man, I'm humble, bro. I appreciate it, brother. Sure.
Nah, man, you did more than what you had to. You understand? I done hopped on the Golden Gloves vans that you helped pay for to send around the city to build the sport, man. I done did my homework to know who was responsible and to see where we growing the sport in the city for us to have the most Olympians in the world. Yeah, I mean,
that's big.
Yeah, that's huge, man. And I'm gonna give my co-host a chance to holler at you, Mr. Marcus. Now Ohio runs boxing himself.
What's up, Chan? How you doing, brother?
What's good, Ricardo, man? What's good, man? You already know I done gave you roses over and over, man. Nothing but love, man.
No doubt.
Definitely dope, man. It's crazy that you on here today because I just got some news from a fighter that just signed with Man Down Promotion. She's just got that today. It was confirmed today that they're gonna be working with Earl, and that's Ray Robinson.
Oh yeah. Ray. Shout out to Ray.
Ray.
Shout out to Ray.
Ray debuted on the 17th, and what stood out to me on that was he's fighting a 6-rounder, and I was like, wow, I'm like a 6-rounder straight up, and it didn't show me. I didn't know if he was signed or not. I thought he was going to fight a guy that PBC was going to push to, because they like pushing, they like signing guys that's having experience. They'll push them fast. They'll fight an 8-rounder, like David Morrell and there's other, I forgot the other guy, but they'll move certain guys fast on PBC. But no, I got confirmed that Ray is the one they moved. Earl Spence, look, it's been working with him and seeing him in sparring. It was like, yeah. So, and I remember you working with Ray. So I remember, what is it like working with Ray?
Ray good, man. I mean, he just like all the rest of Cincinnati fighters, man. All the potential in the world. You know what I'm saying? As long as he do what he got to do outside the ring, just gonna make him special in the ring. He gonna be, something to deal with. And as far as him, like turning pro and fighting like 6-rounders, like to start right off the rip. We got the Cincinnati fighters. We got the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? He been in the game long enough. It's like we already seasoned. You know what I'm saying? 6 rounds ain't nothing for us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, it's already seasoned. And then 9 times out of 10, it might be scheduled for a 6-rounder, but it's his first fight, so it's probably not nobody that's gonna last 6 rounds anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Now, I talked to everybody in the state, man, from coaches to fighters, and I talked to Kenny Porter, one of the main ones. I talked to Kelly Pavlik, and your name is mentioned when it comes to like one of the greatest amateurs or some of the top amateurs. Your name is mentioned almost unanimously for people that Kenny Porter, hands down, Sean Porter, like they bring your name up for, like this. Now this is what I heard. They said you used to eat candy bars or something like that before the wait, what's this candy bar thing where you
said before a fight? I had my pops used to do stuff, tell me like, chocolate to make me hyper, this, that, and the third. So it was just always I always had to have me like a Snicker or something. You know what I'm saying? I always had to have me. I had to have a Snicker or something. You know what I mean? So I would, just a little mind thing he put in my head, like, chocolate gonna make you high, either chocolate or like a pack of honey. We get a pack of honey from like Kentucky Fried Chicken, pack of honey. You know what I'm saying? And I have it in my pocket all day, like, and I get my hands wrapped, I go in the bathroom, like, eat the honey. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just a little mental thing.
Hey, that's crazy. I don't know if you heard about that, Mark, but that's what I used to hear. They talking about he eat the candy bar, he be like and make weight. It was nothing to you, man.
I ain't talking about the new honey these dudes got now. They got
Hey, I was about to ask. I say maybe Rick Pops had the honey before anybody got
that type of honey. Yeah,
that's what's up, man. So tell us a little bit, man. How you get into boxing, Rick?
Man, my pops, man. My pops. He had it all planned out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I say all the time, I owe everything to him, man. That's my Superman, man. I love him half to death, man. You know what I'm saying? But I got 3 sisters, you know what I mean? Marlene, Annette, and Vicky. I mean, I was the baby, you know what I'm saying? My mom said she gonna get him one more crack at the title at a boy, you know what I mean? And he struck, you know what I'm saying?
Jackpot.
Yeah, he hit the jackpot, you know what I'm saying? My sisters always say he came home, he left my mom in the hospital, came in the house with the scrub still on, said, man, I got me a boy, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and, my mom, she had some pictures. He had like some pennies. He had some weights made of penny and tape. You know what I'm saying? When I came home from the hospital, man, I'm saying, put them around my wrist. So he always knew what he was gonna put me in. And he introduced me to the sport. And man, it's just something I fell in love with. I mean,
so now that you're a father, man, what is like watching your kids, fall in love with this sport, man? What that's like as a father?
It was different for me because like my oldest son who boxing now, like I really didn't want him to box. And when I did want him to box, he didn't want to box. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? When he was like a baby, like I had him in the gym. But he was like football. And then like his last year of football, you know what I mean? He decided that this is something that he wanted to do. So he been training, you know what I'm saying? But he been around it like his whole life. So he's just like a natural, you know what I mean? And even with him starting so late, like I did really want him to box, you feel me?
Right.
And I made it hard for him, like at first, like I tell him go to the gym. I wasn't going to the gym with him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was going to the gym. And people call me, tell me like, man, like he got something, you know what I'm saying?
So to watch him develop that dedication,
you know
man,
then,
that
like,
had
once
to
I knew he
special.
wanted to do it, then, you know what I mean? But now we working, you know what I'm saying? But, he dedicated, we got a lot of work to put in. But, you know what I mean, with him starting so late, when you start late, you kind of learning on the job.
Right.
But, with him being around his whole life, he, that's an advantage for him. And he is dedicated. So, as long as he got that, the knowledge I got, with the sport, he should be all right.
Well, he definitely gonna always have a platform here, man. As long as his channel running, he got a platform.
Let me
tell nephew, keep working. Go ahead, bro.
Let me ask you a question, Ricardo. I started this Ohio Run Boxing, name, and it started controversy at first, and I always was backing it up with numbers. You know what I mean? And we've been up, one of the best boxing states for decades. It ain't just talk. But can you take us back? Because when I was talking to Kenny was just talking about how the tournaments, how we used to dominate, and we still is dominating a lot of them today. But back in when you was coming up, the fight, tournaments you were fighting in, when y'all was, take us back to when you was winning, man. How Ohio as a whole was doing in some of those tournaments when you were fighting and with certain guys?
Well, like even like before the tournament started, like my pops used to take me, like it used to be like a family thing for us. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere every week. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We go somewhere every week, and then when the tournament started, like once I reached the age about 12 or 13, that's when me and my pop started going to other gyms in the city, and like you know what I'm saying, like training with it, training with all the other fighters in the city, and just working together. And when we started hitting these tournaments, man, it was just like we was running through things, man. We was running through these people, man. Cause it's like once you do everything that you're supposed to do in the gym, outside the gym, like the rest of this should be fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean that's the thing that Cincinnati fighters,
Definitely.
Ohio, that's what we did, and we made sure we did what we had to do in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So the fight part be easy.
It seemed like did you have them? Did you have that one fighter or a couple fighters in the state where it was just tough? Because I've heard stories about a lot of the guys where they had to leave state just to win Golden Gloves and different things because Ohio have so much tough competition in the cities. Was there certain fighters that you just knew gave you a rough one, or it was like, nah, it wasn't like that? It was, we're really pushing.
Nah, I wasn't really like that. Nah, I wasn't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really like that when I was coming up. I'm talking about. I mean, it was just something that my father put in me. Like he always said, like you gotta do shit that other people don't want to do to make you special. Like, and that's what I always had in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example of a route. Once I let this cat out the bag, that this called the Ricardo Williams route. Now, I'm gonna get see you from Cincinnati.
Jules,
you from Cincinnati, so you can imagine. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So, when I was young, my route used to be running up Land Street, running up Ravine Hill, through Fairview Park, back down the hill, back down Land Street, over the bridge to Kentucky, and then come back and run back to my mama's house. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do shit that other people that like when I was running that route, it was long as hell. But inside my mind, I'm thinking like, I know ain't nobody else doing this shit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it because it's like, it's crazy. My feet, I have blisters on my feet sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I just run like 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Like that long route. You know what I mean? I ran every day, but I used to run that long route 3 or 4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? But like, I used to always put in my mind, I'm gonna do something that these other fighters ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what my father, embedded in me. And then when fight time showed up, you know what I'm saying? It was a breeze. I had fun.
Facts.
Made it easy.
So tell us, man, because we seeing a lot of business in boxing now. Yeah, I mean, and we know that you was one of the first fighters to really get a real big lump sum. Yeah, I mean, a meal. I think they gave you $1 million. Yeah, I mean, when you at first turned pro. So talk to them about how important your support system is within that process. Yeah, I mean, and we know that you was also one of the first ones that Jay Prince ushered into boxing. Yeah, I mean, so with him being part of your support system, tell us a little bit about how important that is just to surround yourself with people who really want the best for your career.
Well, before it wouldn't be right if I didn't mention this man, but before Jay Prince, Buddy LaRosa.
Buddy LaRosa.
Buddy LaRosa, I got to give a shout out to Buddy LaRosa. He that was my first manager, and before I turned pro, he was a sponsor, like he sponsored the rest of the kids. But he took care of my well-being. Coming up, made sure that all I had to worry about was training, and he made sure that it was fun. You know what I'm saying? He made sure I ain't had no other pressures. I ain't had to worry about nothing else but boxing. You know what I mean? So got to give a shout out to him. And James Prince, that's my manager now. He just he's just solid all the way around the board. You know what I mean? It's give you a lot of life lessons. In the ring, outside. You know what I mean? Right. If I ever have a questions, anything I need to ask, you know what I mean? He's right there. He's just a phone call away. And you know what I mean? He never steered me wrong. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tell you what it is, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure too, to get a lump sum when you coming out of the amateurs like that, like getting a lot of money, or a big upfront. I remember a prospect not too long ago, it was a couple of years, probably about 2 years ago. I think his last name was Ford. He was a Mexican, and I don't know if you remember this story, Ricardo, but Al Heyman had him drop out of high school, and signed him. He signed him, and he actually lost in this. I think it was his 5th pro fight to this cat named Clay Collar. He was the prospect destroyer. He actually beat Krishan Toller out of Cincinnati in the backyard. But he started. He was getting a couple wins, man. He went on the streak. But what's the pressure behind that, man? Like when you get this, the focus, man, trying to focus on
right and still perform. Yeah, I mean,
and still
because
perform.
you performed, right?
Man, I really didn't like.
You
I
never
really
felt it was
didn't.
pressure?
Yeah, I really never really felt the pressure because
Mm.
because of my support system, because of my father. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
I never really felt the pressure, and then with with him making sure that I train like I train, like I said, long as I knew I did everything in the gym that I was supposed to do, like it wasn't no pressure. You know what I'm saying? So when I did get the lump sum, I've been doing this shit since I was 7. You know what I mean? I put my body through so much. It wasn't no pressure. I feel like I deserve everything I get. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. No,
Right.
I
You know what I mean?
definitely
So like,
understand.
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely
I'm
do.
a, you know, I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
What Snoop say? I wanna thank me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I want to give myself a pat on the back. You know what I mean? That's what you know what I'm saying?
That's
Hey,
real.
gotta say
That's real.
that. And you talked about running that route. I can remember I would be taking my daughter to school and I would see AB and Rashid. I would see them all running up the boulevard. It got to the point where I got a kick out of bringing waters just to support. You know what I mean? They ground while I was giving out wake ups and dropping my kids off.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, talk to us about the dedication that you gotta have, man, within that process, and just being in Cincinnati, watching certain people around you, yeah, I mean, really support you when that may not be their avenue, yeah, I mean, and you was the last one to really had a whole city behind you, yeah, I mean, we all thrive to see you succeed. So yeah, I mean, just what was that like when you are waking up at 5 in the morning? Yeah, I mean, and you knowing that your homies is they already riding Lexuses and you running up the hill looking at them ride by.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, you just like everything in life, man, you learn from the people who did it before you. You know what I'm saying? You learn from the people who did it before you. And like I said, like one of the most important people in my life when it comes to boxing, besides my father, one of the Rabe Springs. You know what I'm saying?
Back, shout out to
That
Rabe.
boy.
Rabe Springs. You know, shout out to Rabe Springs. You know what I mean? That's my favorite fighter. You know what I mean? You know, you gotta. I seen him in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? And I seen like him in the gym. I seen like people getting tired, could never hit him. You know what I'm saying? And my pops, he'd be like, "Man, that's from the road work." You know what I'm saying? He putting in them miles. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, each generation should get better and better. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen what he was doing. I tried to add on a little something to that. Nuke and AB, they seen what I was doing. I'm sure they added something on to that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Take it a step farther. So, you know, like I said, just stay down. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Stay down.
and being one of the pioneers and having such lineage within this city, bro. What's it like watching them? Yeah, I mean, reach they heights and they fruitions. Yeah, just as a big brother, from a big brother standpoint, what is like when you see them? Yeah, I mean, win the title and when you see them cutting up and on stage where they supposed to be.
Man, I feel good. Like it made me feel like I'm doing it. You know, I never won a professional title, you know what I mean? So just to see him, like I get a chance to, live through him in that avenue in that way. You know what I mean? And it's real love from the heart, like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Somebody who I love and I know they love me, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no hidden agendas, you know what I mean? I'm really naturally like happy for them and like I feel like I'm living through them, you know what I mean? They champion, I'm champion. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a one-man sport, but when they lose, I feel like I lose. You know what I'm saying? I got to hear the bullshit down here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you might people.
Yeah, trust me.
Hey, we all get it.
You might not talk to a motherfucker in 2 years. Soon as AB do, hey, what's up with your boy, man? You know what I'm saying? Who is it? You know how
Man,
it goes. You know what I'm saying?
I had whole social media channels, y'all, that just come looking for me, like bro, like, hey, be grown, man. He grown.
But they know I'm always be in his corner. I ain't going nowhere, you know.
Facts, man, and that's dope, man. The support that we show each other on that level, because I'm the same way, bro. Like win, lose, or draw, I support y'all because I know what it take to make it out of here. Yeah, I mean, like I tell people, man, once you done walk these streets that they walk, then you have a different respect for the lane that they put themselves in. Yeah, I mean, and while we on that subject, bro, you got anything before I start?
Yeah, the process of going through the tournaments and being an Olympian, Ricardo, and making it to Olympic. Imagine it 3 times, making it 3 times like Rashid did. Let people know how impressive that is, man. People don't understand how impressive it is to go become a 3-time Olympian and be the only one in America to actually do that. Because people don't understand. They think it's okay. Hey, it's the Olympic. Hey, he made it become Olympian, but 3 times and then become a world champion because he was criticized a lot about staying in the amateurs too long. But he ended up becoming the world champion. But take us through that process of like becoming an Olympian. People don't understand how tough that is.
When you say the process, you mean as far as like what Rashid went through, or just normal process period?
Yeah, normal processes and just being as going there and qualifying and just like the work.
Okay, well, when I was coming up, I think well, my process, like I said, I turned open at 16. When I turned 16, I turned open. That means like you can fight the grown man now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's like, yeah. When you turn 16, that's when you get through in the water. So I turned 16 and I fought in the Goodwill Games. I won a gold medal at the Goodwill Games at 16. You know what I mean? I fought against the Cubans and everything. So that right there kind of qualified me. And that the coaches in USA Boxing, I was so young that they didn't want me to fight in like certain tournaments. They said like, we want you to go like on overseas US duels so you can get the international experience. You know what I'm saying? So like that was like pretty much my process. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to the trials and things like that. But once we got to the trials, we had to fight to the US trials. Then we had to fight to the US box office. That's what I think it's one of like the top 4. And after that, that's the first year that they had the American qualifier.
Okay.
Because was that Puerto Rico, Canada, US, might have been one more. I mean, a few other like little countries or whatever. That was the first year that we all had to box off. You know what I mean? Again, you know what I mean? So once we went through that, we got our certain teams together, and that's how I made the team. I mean,
so with you being go ahead, bro. Go ahead, B-Bro.
I had a at-large bid at the time. You know what I mean? By me being 16 and winning the gold medal. I won like the U.S. championships in '99. So they gave me an at-large bid, meaning if there was somebody else from Cincinnati who had a chance at going at my weight, they didn't have to worry about fighting me in the States. You know what I'm saying? They had to worry about fighting me. They didn't have to worry about fighting me in Cincinnati. They could make it to the Nationals. You know what I'm saying? So
that's sweet.
Yeah, so I was already going straight to the Nationals. I didn't have to fight the States. I didn't have to fight the regionals. I just go to the Nationals and compete.
That's sweet. So with the with you knowing how pivotal the Olympics is within the amateur career, and knowing that they about to cut them off in 2024, what would you say is the most worrying part of that?
Man, you know what? And my answer to that question might shock a lot of people. You know what I mean? They already made them taking the headgear off. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you taking the headgear off, that's the borderline between professional and, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Pay the kids, you know what I'm saying? Pay the kids, you know what I mean? If you're gonna make them take the headgear off. So you already professional. I don't really see no problem, because it's like y'all already forcing them to be pros, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And then given the process that they go through, man, I talk to amateur kids who miss weeks of school, you understand, like, man, and it's exhausting on the parents. What was the most exhausting part of being in the amateurs for you, Rick?
Man, I've been through that, you know what I mean? But that's one thing. See, my pops
Travel,
my pops, he was like, he always had it set like, my son is gonna box. He gonna get some money from boxing. You feel me?
Right.
He ain't really giving like I always when I wanted to, I always played that card with my pops. If I didn't feel like going to school, you know what I mean? I could tell him something simple like, man, we sparring today, man. I don't want to go to school. Like, and he'd tell my mama, like, hey, the boy here, you know, let him go. But once I got to high school, like, my mama sat me down. She told me, like, you know, graduate for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I did that for my mom's. But when I was younger, like I used to get like packets, and you know what I mean, I had to go out of town to tournaments. But my mom would go up to the school and they'd send 2 weeks worth of work, and I had to fit that in. You know what I mean? If that's what I wanted to do, then you got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to do right in school if that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At that time, so you know what I mean. Mom was on me. You know what I mean?
Gotta say that. Hey, all right, now let's get into a little bit of boxing, man. Let me pick your brain a little bit.
Right.
So I had somebody approach me and they brought up an interesting fact. They say, OTB, man, I ain't never seen a fighter from Ohio that can't fight off the back foot. Why would you say that is?
Because we part of that Midwest. Midwest got a meaning to, like, you know, Midwest, you know, West Coast people, you know, they got this. East Coast people got that. Down South people got that. Midwest, we got all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
You know, it's the Midwest. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what it is. You know, we got all the coasts.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on Jared Anderson, the heavyweight out of Toledo, Ohio, man?
Bad boy. He different. He most definitely different. That's one of the most athletic heavyweights I ever seen. You know what I mean?
Yes, man.
It's one of the most athletic heavyweights I ever seen, for sure.
Yeah. Facts. And I seen you working now with Duke. I know about your relationship with Duke. Tell them a little bit about how special Duke is, man.
Duke, I ain't never really had the chance to work out with Duke, but Duke's special, man. He another one of them guys like that he got kind of like a late start, kind of. You know what I'm saying? But Duke, what make him special is his work ethic. You know what I mean? His work ethic crazy. You know what I mean? His work ethic crazy. That like that's what make him like so strong, and he's a dedicated fighter. And that's his dedication and his work ethic gonna take him a long way in the sport.
Facts. So when I used to watch you, I would notice that you was a fighter who could fight off the front foot and the back foot. Where was you most comfortable, champ?
Man, I was whatever style was gonna give me that W. You know what I mean? As my pops used to say, man, we'll take a ugly win over a pretty loss any day. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Just getting the job done, man. If I had to go to a person, you know what I mean, to get the job done, I did that. If that person was strong, you know what I mean, I had to get on that Huffy and stay away from him, then I did that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it was.
That's what's up. Next thing, man, talk to them, tell them a little bit about some of the fighters that they might be familiar with that you done shared the ring with.
Oh man, the Charlo twins, Regis Prograis, Amir Khan, Andre Berto, man, Shane Mosley, Antonio Margarito. Man, it's a long list, man.
Damn, boy, you can stop
Austin Trout. Matter of fact, I got a story for you. I got some stories. This might blow your mind. A lot of people don't know this.
Go ahead, shoot.
A lot of people don't know this. All right, look. You remember? Remember Austin Trout fought Laura, right?
Yeah, right. I remember that.
Okay, boom. They both trained in Houston, so they ain't had no southpaws. You know, they both southpaw. I'm southpaw. They ain't had no good southpaw work in the city. So this on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I went to go spar with Austin. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I went to go spar with Laura. I was their main sparring partner for their fight in both. You know what I mean?
So what is like watching that fight? That's crazy. I never knew that neither, bro.
Yeah, like that. You know what I mean? I was their sparring partners for that fight. You know what I'm saying? And that was crazy. Like I was sparring every day. Like on Sunday, I'm like flatline. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? Like flatline is over with.
Oh my gosh, man. What
Yeah.
it's like when you was watching that fight though? I know you watching that fight, like, man.
But I know both of their strong points, and I just knew like if certain things happen, I knew both guys had a good shot at winning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, with their styles. You know what I'm saying. I'm good friends with both of them, so
Right.
I was just like a fan.
Right.
A fan who
Watching
got
this.
paid off of the work. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan.
It's got to be hard sometimes as a fighter. Sometimes when you work with you grow up with some of these fighters and you see them fighting each other, you got to be neutral sometimes. That's got to be tough sometimes. But it's part of the game. To see that going on.
Yeah, it is because like I said, one of the fighters who I was in the gym with, like when he was really like jumping off the porch, was like Regis Prograis. You know what I mean? He said, shout out to Regis Prograis. Like Regis
Big
Prograis,
shout
I
out to
sparred with him a
Regis.
lot. I taught Regis Prograis learned a lot from me, like just sparring. You know what I mean? I went from them telling me like when you spar with Regis, man, just kind of take it easy, use your jab. It went from that to me having to go full out with him. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I was just using the jab, the days I was just using the jab with him, like after the round over, when I go back to the corner, like, man, this motherfucker strong, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna just be jabbed with him. You know what I'm saying? And so I really watched him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like go there.
Watch
You know
him
what I mean?
really develop.
Yeah,
As
watch
a
him really
fighter.
develop. You know what I mean? So
I'm actually happy he's getting the opportunity for this vacant title shot too, because the politics, man, it seems like they pick and choose who they want in these situations when their fighters like him should be deserving. It shouldn't, he shouldn't be getting a title shot because another fighter don't want it or chose marriage, weddings. Like he was deserving to be in this spot, in my opinion. But shout out to Regis, man. I'm happy for him, rooting for him.
Yeah, some people just gotta take that grind and roll. You know what I mean? That's the way it was written. It be written for people like that. You know what I mean? Some gonna get different routes. You know what I mean? Some people gotta take different routes, but Reed just one of them guys. Once he get in the dough, it's gonna be hard to get him out of there because he's a grinder. Like, you know what I mean? He one of them guys. He might be light skinned, but he like one of them country light skinned dudes. I done seen him jump on Reed just like jump on the alligator back, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He do some country shit, you know what I mean? Jumping him. I done seen him climb up like on Instagram, climb up long ass vines, like
barefoot.
No harness, no nothing. Like I'm talking about one foul, boxing is over with. That's all I was like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, so he naturally strong, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's a grinder, he dedicated too. So once he get in the door, it's gonna be hard to get him out.
Facts. What is like when you get to see, the Regis, and I remember watching Regis my first time, and I'm watching him like, damn, he can fight on the inside, outside. He just loved to brawl too much for my likeliness, but that's because he's a natural fighter. So my question for you is it harder to convert a fighter to a boxer, or is it harder to teach a boxer to fight, or to get a boxer to fight?
It's hard. It's gonna be hard to get a boxer to fight with, because like they habitats. You know what I'm saying? Usually a boxer, they moving around looking for openings. They trying to set shots up, counter punch. You know what I'm saying? And just to like, that's just like, let me see. It'd be so you'll be shocked to see Floyd. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Get in a dog fight.
Fighting like Pitbull Cruz or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just to see that whole style, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the way you raise, you know what I mean? The way you raise the fight is, how you gonna fight. You know what I mean? Your style gonna be your style. So naturally, like, it'd be harder to try to transform a boxer into like a go get 'em type of guy. I think it'd be easier for like a slugger to try to learn something different, because you know what I mean, a slugger, like, you taking so much shit to get so much shit to get your shit off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you can introduce something easier in a way of you taking less punishment, then, you know what I mean, I think you adapt to that more. You know what I mean? But yeah, baby, that's what it is.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And gotta get on the Charlos because I heard I think it was Mel. I heard Mel say in the interview before, man. They asked him, they say, man, who used to really give you that work, man? He say that Slick Rick. He used to tear my ass up. So what it's like, man,
I heard that too.
Yeah, bro. Like, you understand, and big salute to you. You understand, as a big brother, you understand, helping them really polish up. But we hear a lot about how Jermell was a boxer first, you understand, and then the power came later. Tell us a little bit about what you were seeing at that time.
I was seeing the same meal, you know what I mean? He always, a lot of people don't, he always had been that serious, he always been serious like that. I always trained, always been mean, you know what I'm saying? He always been mean, and you know, I fought 140, you know what I mean? Them guys 50, 154 and 160, and I was like always like naturally smaller, you know what I mean? So when I sparred with them, like I had to be on point, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because with me being smaller, like one
it don't
mistake,
take
I
much.
can be like, I can wake him up, I can be reading the bottom of my shoes, you hear me? Yeah, inspiring, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, them guys was always serious, and you know, I mean, I enjoyed the time and the work that I put in with those guys.
Facts. That's dope, man. That's
Ricardo,
dope.
let me ask you a question, man. I don't know if you heard, but you know, it was Earl has said he didn't have no problem fighting Jermell, man. I was like, they so close, man. This would be like the first time like we really see two fighters and stables that was really close like that coming up, taking on the fight at 154. You would probably be in the middle. You probably be neutral as well, watching that fight instead of having a prediction and thinking who will win that fight.
You said who I think will win? You said who I think will win that fight? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I said, would you be neutral to it, or do you have a pick of who you think will win that fight if that fight came to play at 154?
I would be leaning more towards Charlo. You know, I got personal relationships with them. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's who I'll be leaning towards. And you know, the saying goes like a good big man to beat a good little man. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You know, they both at the top of their game, and I think that size that Mill got to get him that advantage.
So I know you have him over Terrence Crawford as well. Then coming to 154.
Say what?
I said I know you will have him over Terrence Crawford as well.
Charlo?
Yeah.
Oh, Charlo? Yeah. I mean, that might be a little bit more closer because of the styles. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because of the styles, you know what I mean? You know, Crawford can he can get on his toes and box. That's not Spence style. That reverts back to. I mean, maybe Spence can do that. He showed that against Mikey Garcia, but Mikey Garcia was so much smaller. You know what I'm saying? You can't really grade that. But I don't really see like and then they've been sparring together. They're so comfortable with each other that he gonna feel like he can step to Charlo if that fight was to ever take place. I think he'll feel like he can step to Charlo. He'll feel a lot more comfortable. They're familiar with each other in the ring. So with them 8-ounce gloves, somebody gonna go.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gotta say that. So what you like, man, because we've never seen the business of boxing have as much of an effect on the fights that we do now. Like now it seems like the business of boxing comes before the ethics and I want to just be the best. You understand? So why would you say that is? Is that a different in the athletes, or has the business just overpowered the tenacity and the want to do these type of things?
Man, just me keeping it solid, you know what I mean, with you and the audience is listening. That's a part of the game that I never reached. You know what I'm saying? So I can't give. If I told you something, if I gave you my opinion, it'll be a lie. You know what I'm saying? Them guys, they at world, they got world titles. They dealing with, you know what I mean, another level type of money. You know what I mean? I never been to that. You know what I'm saying? To that,
Right.
you know, that
To
stage.
that
I never won a
plateau.
world title. You know, I never been to that stage. So, you know what I'm saying? But if I had any idea, I would be, you know, if the fighters wanted the fight to happen, man. I mean, it should be able to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, shit. I ain't fighting nobody else. This is who I want to fight right here. You know what I'm saying? This
Right.
this is who
Right.
I want. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. Like, you know, maybe it's what the networks or the promoters got invested in the fighters. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Well,
Maybe it's that.
a lot of people say that some fighters, Ricardo, are afraid to let their O go now in this generation of boxing, and a lot of them try to blame Floyd Mayweather. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I heard that before, but you know what I mean? These fighters, you know what I mean, they paying so much now, like, man, I mean, everybody, I mean, of course nobody don't want to lose. And I mean, but I'm gonna for the money that they paying now, if I was in that position, I'm gonna risk my O. You know what I
Right.
mean? Sign
Right.
me up. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Facts.
Yeah,
I'm with
sign
you.
me up. Yeah, sign me up.
Facts. Facts. So right now, champ, what fighter do you like watching? Yeah, I mean, who you like to watch? Who is must see TV to Ricardo Williams right now?
Boots Ennis,
You like Boots?
Boots Ennis, Boots
What it?
Ennis, uh, Boots Ennis, uh, AB always, the
Always.
Charlo twins, uh, all the hometown Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I just want to say Cincinnati. I don't want to start naming names. I don't want
Facts.
to miss.
Nah, you good. You
You
good.
know what I'm
They know
saying?
what it is.
Like I love seeing you know, the home team win for sure. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's pretty
Facts.
much it. Yeah. I love to see, you know what I mean, the home team do their thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. When you as much of a pioneer as you are, bro, like you understand, we just had I think Real Deal had 10 national champions
Yeah, I
on
saw
the
that.
amateur
Shout
level
out the
this year.
Buck. Shout out the
Fact,
Buck, man.
fact.
Shout out
Shout
the
out the
Buck.
Buck, man.
Yeah,
That's the
Kevin Bedford,
Brody.
man. Yeah, shout out to Kevin Bedford, man. Buck. He doing his
Fact,
thing right there with the kids. You know what I mean? He one of the guys like to go back to my son. He one of the guys that when my son was in Cincinnati, basically going up there
right.
training with my pops. You know what I mean? Buck was one of the guys to tell me like he a natural, you know what I'm saying? Like he, you know, Buck co-signed that, you know what I mean? So that was an
Yeah.
eyebrow raiser for me too, like, okay, he got something, you know what I mean? Because Buck was one of them guys back in the day. You know, a lot of people don't know this. When Buck was fighting at the end of his workout, he'd move around the ring and you know he'd let me hit him to the body, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? To see if I can hit him in the body, you know what I mean? So that was the thing. I used to always when I came home from the Olympics and I seen Buck, I always mess with him still to this day, like, man, when you gonna let me hit you to the body, man? He said, I'm too old for that shit now. But Buck in better shape than me though.
That's my
He
guy.
damn
Buck
sure
is
is.
wild,
Buck
man.
still run a
Yeah.
mile. I
I
ain't
know,
gonna
right?
hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Buck's still in shape, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. You got anything, Marcus?
Oh no, right now, no, I don't. Everything good.
So Rick, man, tell me, man, if you wasn't the pioneer that you are to the city of Cincinnati as far as boxing would go, what would you be doing, champ?
What would I be doing? Probably if I want boxing, I'd probably be an artist. You know what I mean? Because you know my father, he's an artist. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? He plays so much of a. He's such a, like I said, he's my everything. He's such a big influence in my life that you know what I mean. Anything that he was doing, I was probably gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, facts.
Anything, and he wanted to. He do portraits. You know what I mean?
Right.
Portraits. You know what I mean? Paint. He used to work for Metropolitan Housing Authority. He used to be like the lead painter. You know what I mean? So he used to be painting.
Damn,
He used to
that's
be painting
what's
all in
up.
painting. You know what I mean? Painting all in the hoods and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but anything that he was doing, I probably would have took under that. You know what I mean? Because I used to watch him draw pictures. I used to watch him paint pictures. I used to sit there and watch him for hours. You know what I'm saying? But boxing is just something like that took over.
Facts,
You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't
facts.
for boxing, I'd probably be an artist.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So growing up, man, who was your fighter that made you fall in love with the sport, that made you really love boxing?
Rob A. Springs. Rob A. Springs for sure. Rob A. Springs and Rob A. Springs, Roy
Rob A
Jones.
is legend in
Yeah.
Cincinnati. If y'all don't,
Right.
for everybody
Yeah.
outside the city that's watching, man,
Yeah.
y'all gotta really tap in with OTB behind the scenes. I can't even talk to y'all
Rob A.
about.
Springs for sure. But Rob A. Springs, Pernell Whitaker, and Roy Jones. But the thing with Rob A. was just like how he was inside and outside the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like he was, like, you know what I mean? You know how when you a kid, you just look up to a person like, boy, that's him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's him. In and out. You know what I'm saying? That's him. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
That's my guy. Like, that's one of the guys who I looked up to when I was, you know what I'm saying, coming up. And I always pay homage to him. Like a lot of shit that he did, I try to emulate. You know what I'm saying? I copied a lot of things that he did. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I always give, pay homage to him for sure. But that was like my favorite fighter.
That's dope, man. And I'm like Vay legend. Yeah, I mean,
See, I like a lot of fighters, you know what I mean? Like I like Sugar Ray Leonard or
Aaron Pryor or
Aaron Pryor too, but that was like a different time for me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rob A is a guy that I came up in the gym watching him, you know what I'm saying, every day. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, Aaron Pryor, he's top 3 of my favorite fighters, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't in the gym with Aaron, you know what I mean? He was before my time, you know what I'm saying? Rob A was right there. I witnessed it, you know what I'm saying? I witnessed that. I witnessed what he did in the ring. I witnessed the type of person that he was outside the ring, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? A solid individual, you know what I mean? So
damn sure was. I can remember
a solid individual. And if you get out of line, he gonna put you right back in line, you know what I'm saying? In and out the ring. So I always took after that, you know what I'm saying? Always took after that.
That's definitely something that made Vay legend, man. I gotta say, I can remember when Vay fought on ESPN, man. I remember walking, me and little buddy was walking by the hub, man. I couldn't tell you who house we went in to watch him fight. But when I say, man, it was cold. You understand? I can remember being on race before we crossed over 2 streets and they being like, y'all know Vay about to fight, you understand? So it was just the support that, you understand, we had in Cincinnati, man. And that support that y'all helped build the tradition for. Because now you see a Jamonte Clark and a Duke Reagan and I mean all these guys, they tight knit. You understand? Bubakar Akisela, they tapped in, they tight knit, they running together, they working together, they talking boxing outside the ring, they helping each other outside the ring.
Yeah, shout out to Jamonte Clark too, man. He one of the fighters that
Damn, Champ kind of went out. Champ froze on us.
Yep, froze out a little bit.
Yeah, he'll be back in a minute. Y'all be patient. Everybody smash the like, man. Y'all just getting some of these Ohio jewels we blessing y'all with today, man. Came kind of spurred of the moment. Champ tapped in with me, and we knew we was gonna bring it to y'all. You understand? We about to get real active. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. We about to get real active on the Ohio side. Get it? And big shout outs to Ricardo Williams Jr. for giving us part of his time, man. Shout outs to my co-host. Shout outs to my brother. Just tapped in. Boxing Gyms. The guy, man. Appreciate you, big bro. Always, man. Look, man, we gonna make sure we gonna make sure Rick catch that one. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. He'll be back in a minute, probably, provided he had a time. If not, man, then we definitely blessed with the time that he gave us, and he'll definitely be back, man. Y'all see what it is. Y'all see, y'all know how Ohio. Y'all know who run boxing. Y'all know how we run boxing, because Ohio gonna support Ohio, baby. You did. And my Don King voice, baby. You did.
I definitely want to get his thoughts on from his answering earlier, some of his answers. It seemed like to me he's going to favor Terrence Crawford if Earl Spence fight. Do you agree?
Yeah. I think I might be I'm inclined to agree with that. I'm inclined to agree with that because we like us being Ohio, a lot of y'all may think that we may just be not digging Errol or something. Man, we dig the mechanics and the techniques of this sport. Yeah, you already know what it is, James. We tapped in, Brody. I'm signed to the label. I'm signed to the label. But yeah, man, we like I don't never just knock dude, you understand, as far as his style, as far as his work ethic, him as a boxer. But as Rick just told y'all, man, us being from Ohio, y'all, we love the tech the the technique of the sport. We love the yeah, I mean the ethics of boxing. So some of it just seemed basic to me in a lot of ways, man. Nah, real talk, James. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. My homie Boxing Jim's film study, the Brody. He say salute OTB. Ricardo was good, definitely respected and admired your skill set. Definitely, shit. I did too, James. I told y'all I used to run for that Lexus, but now let's get back to it a little bit, champ. Um, watching the Haney and watching Bill Haney and Devin Haney. Yeah, I mean, knowing the father-son relationship that you had with your father. Now you putting now you the father and the father-son boxing relationship. Talk to him a little bit about the thin line and being a father and the trainer.
Man, I don't know. I got so much respect for my pops. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no line. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he said went. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he said, what he said goes. You know what I'm saying? You know that's you know what I mean. And you know what I mean. He's a solid individual. So like he knew I'm a man, so he let me have my space. You know what I'm saying? When was needed, he never tried to. You know what I'm saying? Like shelter me and none of that. But you know, whatever my pop says goes. Like I ain't had no problem listening. You know what I'm saying? I always knew that when it comes to that situation, no matter if it's inside or outside the ring, I'm the Indian, he the chief. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's always gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? He been on this earth longer than me, and he know best. So
Facts.
you know,
Respect the pops. Respect the
yeah,
pops for that. Gotta say that, man.
sure.
So if you didn't choose your pops to train you, what trainer have you been around that you just admire and really like to work with that you would have been open to? Yeah, I mean, or would I say that you would like? Yeah, I mean that you would like to work with, or you took something from. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't just your pops on the training level.
Well, of course, you got the trainers in the city who was working with my pops. You know what I'm saying? Michael Stafford,
Shout
uh,
out to Mike Stafford.
Michael Stafford, Roy Dale, may he rest in peace, who was actually one of my first trainers. Dante Craig father, Mr. Ron Craig.
Facts.
You know what I
Salute to
mean?
Mr. Ryan Craig, man.
Yeah, Ron Craig, P Man. It's a whole lot of, I'm just trying to name as, many trainers as I could. If I forgot your name or if I didn't
Facts.
mention you, I apologize. But, you know, trainers outside of them, I worked with Emmanuel Stewart for a camp. He was real down to earth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Facts.
he was cool. And who else? Barry Hunter, you know what I mean?
That's dope. I'm a big fan of Barry Hunter. No
Barry
tolerance,
Hunter.
Barry Hunter.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, no tolerance. Barry Hunter. What else? It's a couple other. No, Israel Acosta. A lot of people don't know. He's one of my favorite trainers. You know what I'm saying? Besides my father and Mike Stafford, Israel Acosta. You know what I mean? He's from Milwaukee. You know what I mean? He's he was an Olympic coach of mine. You know what I mean? He's pretty cool. And Bashir Abdullah. It's a lot of coaches, man, because me being boxing so long, I get along with everybody. You know what I mean? And my pops always had a saying that no matter who you like, everything is gonna work for you. So when you meet people, you take in what you can learn, you use what you can, and throw out what you can't. So
Solid.
you know what I mean? That's how I play it. You know what I mean? It ain't a trainer that I ain't really not got along with.
That's solid. That's solid.
Did he answer that question before I got off?
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead,
I
bro.
was telling them from your early answers, it sounds to me that you're picking Crawford over Earl Spence if that fight happens. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, for sure I am. I'm besides Boots and AB and Charlos, Terrence Crawford, one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? Kind of got the same style as myself. You know what I'm saying? And I think he got the style to give Earl problems. But I will say this: if Terrence, because I heard Terrence Crawford say he gonna go in there, he gonna step to him. If he choose to fight that way, hey,
night.
I'm with you.
I'm talking about.
Hey, we all agree. I don't think that's
Man, we all agree with that. That he sent a
Terrence
smoke
Crawford,
signal.
if you're listening, don't do that, champ. You feel me? Don't do that, champ. Man, we gonna make it. We got to make it easy, baby.
Facts.
I'm betting if y'all find betting a lot of money, Terrence, don't do that. I'm gonna go back. I got a story on Terrence Crawford too. Actually, I don't know the fight that he had on HBO with his breakthrough fight. He fought. What was the guy name? The
Gamboa.
guy who?
Gamboa was his breakthrough.
No, that wasn't. It was a guy before that. The one who knocked out Amir Khan.
Prescott was. You think that was his breakthrough? Okay,
Prescott. That was his first time on HBO.
Yep, that was his first time on HBO, bro.
I was supposed to fight Prescott that fight. For some reason, it got out of line and Terrence Crawford fought. You know what I mean? So that was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was supposed to fight Prescott on HBO that fight, but Terrence got in there.
Did you watch the Montana Love fight that was on DAZN?
I seen the clippings.
What was your thoughts on that whole on the clips? Or did you Did you see the clip where him actually talking to the doctor? And,
my take on it. You know what I mean? And I like Montana Love, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? My access of what happened is no disrespect to him at all.
Right.
But I think that, once the guy was catching up to Montana, you know what I mean? And Montana knew, like, she might have said this motherfucker strong. You know what I'm saying?
You said that.
Yeah, this motherfucker strong. And the only thing I can think of right now to get me out of this motherfucker is my eye. You hear me?
Period.
No, that is real. And you know what? I brought this up. No, I agree with you, Ricardo. And I actually brought this up. It was similarities with Adrian Broner and Marcos Madonna. Remember when AB act like the headbutt under his chin was like so dramatic, and it looked like AB was trying to get away from the fight, but he stood up and got back in there and did his thing. And I think
baby, now I don't want to cut you out. I don't want to
6 rounds with a wire jaw.
Like I'm taking up for AB, but I think AB was trying to get a point taken away from Madonna.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get a point. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I think Montana was trying to get out the fight. Okay. I think AB was trying to get a point taken away from Madonna. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. That makes sense. That makes because AB he was stronger. That's one of my favorite fights with AB because me
too. That's the one that let the person know what you got inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's why that's my favorite AB fight, y'all. Because them last 6 rounds, them the best 6 rounds AB fought in his life, man. He was meeting him in the middle, and he wasn't goddamn it running or trying to work no angles. Man, he was slipping Maidana, and he took a lot of punishment them last 6 rounds and once I found out he got his jaw wired shut. My respect just grew tremendously for that.
If people don't know what we go through, I think that's one of the fights right there. Like that's the first fight that I took my son to. You know what I'm saying? We had ringside seats. I think that's one of the ones that made. Once he took pictures with Earl, Keith Thurman. He took pictures with a lot of people, and he was just like,
right.
Damn, he just liked the atmosphere. So when we came back, you know what I mean? He got to it.
AB brought a lot of attention back to Ohio, after like the Kelly Pavliks, you know what I'm saying? But he brought the swag. He brought a lot of light, man. And
he brought a lot back to Ohio, to a lot back to boxing, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Boxing, period.
And I was telling people, AB have always been in the type of mindset where he feeds everybody he's around. He's always been that type of guy. You know what I mean? It was great seeing him fight. And then you see the undercards, you know, with Robert Easter and Terrell Goucher and Rasheed Warren. You've seen all those guys, you know, getting opportunities.
Later on, shit.
You said what?
And later on, Tank Davis. Like I tell them all the time, man, Tank made a living fighting on AB cards. They made Tank a pay-per-view star from fighting on AB cards.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I got a question for you, champ. So watching the way AB was able to sell himself, you understand? Give me a fighter who would have benefited from selling himself on that level, but just didn't have the personality to do so.
Well, who I'm about to name, I don't know if I would say he didn't have the personality to do so. I just think he wasn't just into that type of shit. But if I think a person who could have been like, you know, you got superstars and megastars, you feel me? I think a person who could have been like a megastar if he would have sold himself a little more, Andre Ward.
Facts. Good answer. That's a good answer too.
Yeah, Andre. Yeah, he definitely would.
Andre Ward, because like, you know, he got that superstar potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything.
He got, you know, light skinned Curry looking dude. You know, Steph Curry. You know what I mean? One for the light skins. What else? You know, he speak very well.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he can fight. You know what I mean? So most definitely Andre Ward.
That's what's up. Yeah, that was a good one.
Y'all got some.
Go ahead, bro.
Y'all got somebody in Cincinnati who I feel that get overlooked. Quishan Toller. I don't know if you're familiar with Quishan Toller.
Yeah, Quishan. Yeah, Quishan.
Yeah,
Quay. Shout out to Quay too.
Yeah, Quay is. He seemed like he has I like charisma. I like everything about him, man. And he seemed like another one that's in the making. It's just the right people looking at him, man. I'm big on him, and I think the sky's the limit for his potential, man. Terrence Crawford actually had him in his camp to get him ready for American because of his speed, and that was a big compliment.
Facts.
Yeah, Quay. I know Quishan. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had really had the chance to be around him. You know what I mean? In a gym like that. You know what I mean? He's probably like a much younger generation. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you.
He's speaking like that made me feel old as hell. But anyway, you know, I ain't really had a chance to you know, be around him like that. But you know, he seemed like he dedicated. You know what I mean? You can tell by you know, you can tell by the way he put together. You know what I mean?
Right.
That he doing something right. You know what I mean? So I haven't really had a chance to be around him, but I know him like you know, I've had a chance to, you know, kick it with him outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he's a good person. You know, any fighter from Cincinnati, long as they do what they're supposed to do outside the ring and stay dedicated, we got a shot.
Right. It's not easy, man.
It's not easy.
Streets is
got a shot,
man.
It's not easy. You know. And I say that from experience. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? You got a shot. As long as you stay, and that's anybody with anything. You know what I mean? As long as you stay dedicated, you know what I'm saying? And you know, have that discipline, you got a shot. You know what I mean? You got a shot.
Facts. Persistence is success in all walks of life. You stick with it long enough, man. You know what I mean? The first time y'all, boy, I stay telling y'all, boy, and I watched it all disappear. I had a heart attack. Say out loud, it's gone. It's gone. Give me some ice cubes, somebody.
Sure.
But nah, man. So let's see. Tank Davis, man. What you think about Tank, man? Because Tank is like a brother to Cincinnati, man. And I give Tank a lot of slack. But Tank, man, for real, I be on Tank ass. Yeah, they'll tell you, Rick. I be on Tank ass, man. Look, see, I didn't got to goddamn it talk about my shit. They done froze the big homie out, man. That's the bullshit, man. I'm gonna get better with that, y'all. Y'all know I'm a work in progress. I'm still transitionalizing. You understand? out the streets and on the YouTube. So, you know what I mean? Be patient with me. My fault, big bro, man. I know I got you froze up. My bad, man.
Right.
But,
Gotta get that going, man. Because
man, yeah, man, I definitely gonna fix my vocabulary, man, and transitionalize all the way into YouTube, bro. I got it honest, man. Y'all know what we dealing with here, man.
Right.
I said one thing about some disappearing in water. They froze bro out immediately. But nah, man. I gotta say, man, I be hard on Tank. And man, for him to fight a Hector Garcia and then to go into a Ryan Garcia, man, hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not retracting my stance because I feel like my stance is what allow him to make these decisions. And now we about to see the level of greatness that Tank really is capable of. However, ain't nothing bad you could say about that shit. You about to fight Ryan, and for all of y'all who don't think Ryan got a chance in hell in this fight, let me tell y'all, man, go and watch Tank try and close the distance on Rolly Romero and watch how many jabs Rolly hit his ass with. Look at that post interview when his face all goddamn red and all, he got marks everywhere. Looked like somebody just colored on his face with a red crayon. You understand? From Rolly tagging his ass. So I'll say this, you understand, to anybody who say that Ryan Garcia don't have a chance. First of all, watch my breakdown because it's gonna be live and it will be dropping. Probably I'm about to drop Hector Garcia and Tank this week, so it'll probably be sometime next week. We going in, but for all of y'all who don't think that Ryan got a chance in that fight, you understand, man, y'all crazy as hell. Ryan hands is fast. This will be the first time that Tank probably go in there and is that the birthday girl? Is that who birthday just passed?
This is my daughter. This is my assistant right here.
Thanks, man.
Trying to get me back online. You know, I don't know how to work these computers.
Man, it's all good. We appreciate you. Man. Can't be no us without you.
She mad at me. She talking about something. I look at my assistant third. She mad at me.
Oh, nah, you solid, man. You still from Cincinnati, Ohio. We gonna love you regardless. You Ohio's own, baby. You could come on with the east side ponytail. I wish a nigga would say something. We'd bounce their ass straight out of here about you. We have burned down the whole YouTube about you, baby.
Going back to you about to ask him about Tank. Go ahead, go back into it more.
Yeah, watching Tank, man, and watching him get the flack for not really fighting the fights that would amount to his talent, and like you might not know, big bro, but like I be hard on Tank because Tank came to us by way of AB, so I knew Tank before I knew the 300 amateur career record, before I knew any of that. So we ain't never really ducked no smoke being fighters from Ohio. You understand? Whether we fighting outside or you understand, we ain't ducking no smoke. So watching him take on this Hector Garcia and then go into the Ryan Garcia fight, you know what I mean? I couldn't do nothing but gain the utmost respect for him. And notice that he's taking control of his career. But what was your thoughts? What's your thoughts on Tank? What you think about Tank, champ?
Tank always been solid to me. You know what I mean? I always been a fan. You know, especially, you know, I love all southpaws anyway. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I always been a fan, and you know, you just gotta respect his move. You know what I mean? I've never felt like he's you know, ducking no smoke. When you can punch like that, what you got duck some smoke for, man? You know what I mean? When you punch like that, like when you hit like that, like
who you scared of?
Yeah, you always got a chance. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who I'm fighting. I always got a shot.
I said that with I said the same thing about Wilder. When people trying to say he ducking something, like the KO ratio was high. How he ducking?
Yeah. So I always had a high level of respect from Tank. You know what I mean? From the first time I saw him. Actually, the first time I saw Tank was in DC. I went to camp with AB because I don't know if he was scheduled to fight Paul Spatafor or he was gonna fight Zad. He's gonna fight one of the two. But both of the fights, you know what I mean? And I was gonna go be a sparring partner for Zab or Paul Spider Fork. They both southpaws, but it ended up I don't know what happened with them. With those fights, he ended up fighting Emmanuel. Was it Taylor? Emmanuel Taylor?
Yeah, Emmanuel Taylor.
Yeah, he ended up fighting Emmanuel Taylor, but that's who he was. It was eyeing the fight at first. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I was in camp with and I seen those guys sparring. I seen him sparring Nuke, Rashid Warren. Now, for those who don't know, when you spar Rashid Warren, if you ain't on the top, if you ain't on your game, he gonna fry your egg. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about for sure. Like, he gonna knock your ass out. Like, I done seen him spar people. I be like, damn, like, you know, why he doing like that? And he just like, don't get in there with him. You know what I'm saying? So like for
Gary Antonio.
Yeah, the first time I seen them spar, and I just seen like them going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Them going back and forth, and he was able to last. You know what I'm saying? It was like a tit for tat with them sparring. I'm like, damn, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? And he had yellow fighting like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had yellow fighting like this. He was mean. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first time I saw him, but I knew he was special then. Just like for him to be younger than Nuke and be able to stay in there with Nuke at that time, I knew you got to be special. Because if you get in there playing around with a Nuke, he gonna get your back dirty. For sure.
He damn sure Nuke be ready to work. And Nuke a gym rat. Yeah, I mean, because Nuke in the gym 5 days out of the week.
For him to be that smart, he can punch. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So your son, he done started fighting already. He done had a few fights already.
8-1 is 81 on the amateur side. You know what I mean? I wanna keep him amateur for, you know what I mean, as long as I can keep him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's 22, he grown. You know what I mean? When he's ready to make that jump, he gonna make that jump. But I want to keep him amateur as long as I can, because, you know, he started kind of late, and when you start late, it's like you're learning on the job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we don't want to throw him. Yeah, we don't want to throw him in the deep waters too.
Right. If you learn on the job, like, you know what I mean, I'd rather him learn on the job as an amateur than a pro. You know what I mean? Because you know, boxing is a sport. I say this all the time, where we can't lose 6 games in the season and still make it to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I can't lose 30 or 40 games and still make it to the NBA championship. Losses in this game fucks you up. You know what I mean? Unless you get an opportunity after that. You know what I'm saying? But losses in this game, it's detrimental. You know what I mean?
Facts. So aside from the genetic structure that he done been blessed with, what make him special, champ?
I think what make him special is him, like what he did with football, the type of like running back that he was, like the moves that, like the type of running back that he was. You know what I mean? Like the shifty, he was a shifty running back. You know what I mean? So when he get in the ring, he's able to box. He's able to be shifty. You know what I mean? His shiftiness. You know what I'm saying? He's just an all around good athlete. You know what I mean? And he just walked over there. I hate you asking that question, because he got I don't really never tell him. I don't really speak like this around his ass. You know what I'm saying? He just came out of his room and he caught me in the act.
Yeah, he done caught you in the middle.
Right? He caught me in the act. He caught me in the act of speaking good on his punk ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. As a father, I definitely know how that is.
Yeah, that's definitely like. Yeah, he just you know what I mean? He like even when I was playing football, like, he a perfect athlete. You know what I mean? The shit that I couldn't do for the neighborhood house when I was playing for this Philly Street. You know what I mean? So like he, you know what I mean? He do everything I couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good athlete, and I know he's been around this whole life, so he gonna be all right with his dedication and my knowledge. We can't miss.
Facts, man. Man, you just said Finley Street. You gonna have me looking for new prospects. I'm having new prospect visions.
I'm back.
That threw me off. You back, Brody? You got something? Go ahead, shoot.
Oh no. What were y'all talking about? I just came back.
We was just talking about his son. But while I was on the subject, I wanted to ask you, Rick, before we gonna get you out of here in a minute. We ain't gonna take up too much of your time, champ. But I just wanted to ask you to talk about the thin line that you have with motivating and with teaching.
like I said once again, it ain't no line because
So it's your way or no way.
my teaching gonna be motivation for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
right.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it solid with you. I'm gonna tell you what you want. I ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You feel me? Whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? Whether it's gonna hurt your feelings or not. And that's all part of my teaching. You know what I mean? That should motivate you. You know what I mean? My pops always said a friend is like somebody who make you better. You know what I mean? So that's me being a friend and me motivating is me not telling you no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Me not feeding your ego, none of that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So like it ain't no thin line with motivation and teaching because your teaching should be motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
If you telling the person all the right shit, your teaching should be motivation.
Facts. Damn. Man, you and Stephen Breadman Edwards answered that question the same way. So I know you definitely converting into a trainer. Shout out to the homie Breadman, man, who me and him stay talking boxing. That's the big homie. But what was I about to ask you, man? Oh yeah, about the motivation, man. Like I know that, like you say, man, it be your way or no way, but now that you like, do you feel yourself transitionalizing into a trainer? You understand? Do you see it? Because we know about everything you got to offer to the sport. We know about the wisdom that you got to offer. But can we expect you to be training anybody outside of your son?
Yeah. I mean, like my thing is, like I said before,
would
like
you be open to that?
I most definitely be open to it, but my first priority is my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. With him like starting so late, it wouldn't be fair to him if I, you know what I mean, start working with anybody else without, you know what I mean, giving what we got a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But another thing is like it's a lot of fighters who I see like I can help out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
facts.
I remember when me being young, me hearing other coaches, other trainers stepping in, other coaches like I be hearing like the remarks that they make about other coaches, like, you know, this motherfucker think he just gonna come in and do this.
Right. Where it be an ego trip.
Yeah, like I've been working with this nigga since I was 7 years old, and this motherfucker think he just gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's how coaches is. You feel me? So I would rather somebody reach out and ask. You feel me? And I'll be all in for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a certain fight, I don't want to even say the names. You know what I mean? Because that's like a shot at. You know what I mean? That's like
like
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
doing this, that's some auditions type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a lot of fighters who I know like I got knowledge and I can help them. You know what I mean? Get over a hump. But I will. You know what I mean? If they ask me, I will. But until then, I'm gonna focus on what I got right here.
Facts. That's what's up, bro.
You're going about it the respectful way, man, in the right way about it. Because I mean, let's be honest, we deal with that in Ohio and all around where with coaches, man. You got a lot of coaches stealing fighters. That goes on. That is really big, man. And people downplay it, but it happens, man. So it's on both sides too. You got disloyalty from the fighter too. But I don't have no problems. I don't see nothing wrong with trainers letting their fighter go work with another trainer to learn different things too. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's just like a fighter. I mean, trainers they got to get to know these other trainers. You know what I'm saying? They got to get to know them personally, and because when I was working with Emmanuel Stewart, like my father did not like that shit. You know what I'm saying? At first, he ain't like
Pops wasn't feeling that shit.
Stewart. Yeah, Pops wasn't on that shit at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was, he had an attitude like, I'm from Cincinnati. I don't give a fuck about no crunk gym. This, that, and the third. And, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. But once we went up there, he got the meaty man. You get to talking to him, man. I ain't the type of person to take no fights. I just want to add on what you already, you know what I mean? And Emmanuel let him know, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I respect you. Emmanuel let him know I'm second. You still the head trainer. I'm just trying to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Once my father saw, you know what I mean, like that side of letting another trainer, you know what I mean, come in, like he was open to it. Him and Emmanuel was cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? I got all type of crunk jackets and all type of shit. My father got crunk jackets now. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it takes, man. That's dope story. That's all it takes because I see that with
that's all it takes, Go ahead.
Kenny Porter was doing that with Barry Hunter. You know, I see
Yeah.
how they was when they come together with certain fights and styles, and they knew they take Barry, you know, and have Barry. I love seeing different trainers work together because, like y'all say, like you just said, it's egos, man. It's egos, man. And,
It's egos, and like I said before, like it's some shit that my son would take better with him hearing it from somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like I ain't perfect. I can't.
Right.
I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't teach him everything. It's something that somebody else gonna see that's gonna be like they can have input. Like you know, Gerald Tucker or you know, he's one of my best friends. We grew up in the same project. He's training in Florida AB now. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with sending my son off. You know what I mean?
Right.
To go work with him. I ain't got no problem with sending my son off. You know, Malik Scott. You know what I mean? That's one of my best friends. He trained. I have no problem. Rasheem Jefferson. He trained with Boots. Any of them, like I trust these guys. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I feel like my son will be able to pick up anything from these guys. You feel me? Because they gonna take in, like, at the end of the day, my son got common sense. He gonna take in what he can use. He gonna throw out what he can't. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to teach me something, but this shit keep on getting me have my head going like this, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But if you telling me that after I jab, move, you know what I mean, a couple times, and that's working for me, then I'm gonna jab and move a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna take in what I can, throw out what I can.
That's a great breakdown because I've seen a lot of fighters, even like that. I can name Andre Bertos. Everybody trying to do this Philly shell and they getting their head snapped back. Like that's not for you, Berto. You know, that's my guy though. That's my guy, Berto.
Right.
My guy. But you have stuff like that where they try to do things that they're not comfortable.
Shout out to Berto, man.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Big shout out to Berto. But I'm gonna say it because Big Bro ain't really want to say it. A lot of y'all trainers just don't know shit about boxing. A lot of y'all is just, period. Like I make a living at my channel off of talking about fighters who don't progress.
I'm glad you broke that egg, and I'm gonna take the rest of this, and now I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Big Bro, because shit, I wouldn't have a channel. You understand? If y'all was teaching boxing the right way. But unfortunately,
I had to take a drink to that statement you just made. Like, it's a lot of like I don't like a lot of shit I don't even want to speak on, like, because you know certain shit can come out of people's mouth and it can look like you hate. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah, Big Bro.
It's a lot of trainers and shit out here that like they self-proclaim, bro. They never fought a day in their life, bro. And these trainers, like nowadays, the self-proclaimed trainers and social media is got the game fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language.
No,
like these guys, like they learning like the Mayweather style. You know what I mean?
With the mix.
Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? They think
that shit ain't doing nothing. Getting you knocked the fuck out when you go out there, man.
They learn Mayweather style and post that shit on social media and think they just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, look at my pad work. These hands so fast.
Yes, man, people should want trainers that when you get hit with some shit and you go back to your corner and you got that look in your eye, that a motherfucker, he know that look in your eye. Like, damn, okay, I got to tell him this. You know what I mean? Because you know why? Because I've been hit like that before. And I know that look on his face, like he confused. He don't know how to deal with what the fuck is going on right now. I see that look in his eyes. You know what I mean? So I got to tell him this. I got to tell him that. You know what I'm saying? If you've never been in there, how can you help me, man? If I come back to that corner, the corner, I give you that look. You know what I'm saying?
And I definitely get it from your perspective because I remember Floyd said that Floyd is a big advocate on that when experienced trainers, guys that fought before, and I remember him going back. Now it's a needle in the haystack. Don't get me wrong. You got guys that's never been in the ring that are great trainers, but it's still a needle in the haystack. That's something you don't rely on.
You got guys that's been in the ring. They used to get the dog shit beat out of them. That's still great trainers. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you got guys who just didn't make it to a certain level that they wanted to make it to, or just, you know what I mean? They had a name that they want to have. but they just, you know what I mean, they been around it. You know what I mean, they great trainers. But for people like you ain't never did this, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't never did this, and you just
Coming in,
self-proclaimed Freddie Roach.
right,
Man, y'all know
right.
facts. Freddie Roach. And like,
Yeah.
you understand? And then we got actual fucking gym teachers who teaching activity versus you teaching the precision and teaching this kid how to precisely get in there and get his punches off or keep from getting hit. And to me, this shit is ridiculous. It really bothered me because I'm scared, y'all, we gonna see somebody get killed on real live TV because these fuckers want to claim themselves as a trainer and you not teaching.
They doing it for show, man. And the main thing is like they teaching the fancy shit, but they just leaving out the fundamentals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The fundamentals. Like I done seen a lot of kids, man. When I was boxing, man, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, it have a straight line of tape. You know what I mean? And I used to have to go down that line for the first 2 months, jabbing down the line. You know what I'm saying? My arm tired as hell, like I'm crying. You know what I mean? My dad ready to whoop my ass about me crying about my shoulder hurt from me jabbing all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm jabbing for 2 months. I mean, the fundamentals, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's watered down, man. And a lot of people do this shit for show. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean?
Followers and subscribers now, man.
Yeah.
That's it came down to, man.
And I'm gonna put it, bro, I'm gonna put it solely on the boxing community. It's our job to make sure that we embrace the past boxers to the extent to where they not so frustrated with the sport that they don't want to touch the shit. You understand? And we have to really encourage these fighters because it's a lot of knowledge that's walking around. You understand? When you talk about I talked to Devin Alexander, Winky Wright. You understand? Just fighters that I've talked to. You understand, that have a lot of knowledge to give back to the sport of boxing. And for whatever reason, we got trainers who don't have that level of knowledge, but we can trust them with our kids. Right. Like shit, and then be upset or feel like, you understand, we're let down by the individual when they don't perform up to these standards. But this individual has never given us a product that performed to these standards that we can name. You understand? For us to trust our, and I'm always make sure that I'm digging in trainers' asses, y'all. I ain't taking none because you playing with people's lives, man. And boxing is a barbaric sport, you understand? And that I view progression and some of these managers progressing kids the same way, to where you should be progressing his first 8-10 fights to where you're giving him certain looks that he done seen. So you understand, now when we get this 16, 17 and no product, you understand, or even if it's blemish, we know what you gon' we know that you've seen certain things that's necessary for you to be successful. And I just feel like too often they not doing it.
Right. And I'm not saying like all great trainers have to have box before. You know what I mean? But I mean, my advice to the trainers is when you get a fighter, like be open to having somebody else come in to be able to get your fighter over that hump. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, because like the same could be said for me. Like I could be training a fighter and a person can come say like, well, Rick, he boxed, but that motherfucker ain't never won no title, so he don't know. And I might have to bring in somebody else to help me with mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand that. You know what I mean?
But I understand that.
I've never been in the 12-round fight war. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
you know what I mean. So it's you know what I mean. It's other people that I have to bring in. I can't have that ego because that ego that I got ain't gonna help my fighter. You know what I'm saying?
That's key. I always say that with Michael Jordan. He being the owner when he was the owner. You know, this draft picks was just horrible to me. But you can't take away what he was. But his ego. People listen to people who's been in that place will probably help you make better draft picks. You know, when it came to the NBA, But just what you was just saying, you know, don't be afraid. We have a lot of guys who have ego problems and don't want no one to tell them. It's like they want it by themselves. They want to have this, oh, ain't nobody gave me nothing. I'm like, man, come on. Like, everybody want to be in this ain't nobody gave me nothing mindset.
Right.
You know, just to avoid help. And it's crazy to me when you got help, man. This is nothing. You know, take it. If you ain't, especially coming from guys who's never had that much experience like you, Ricardo, when it comes to this fighting. That's what I'm talking about.
That I never had shit. I never had shit. Nobody gave me nothing. That shit sound cool, but man, who? I mean, if a person can stop me from bumping my head along the way because they already experienced that, I'm gonna take heed, man. You know.
Facts. All right, big bro, man. We gonna get ready to let you get up out of here, man. Marcus, you got anything else for the big dog?
Man, I'm gonna ask you this one question, Ricardo. Who runs boxing, man? Let them know who runs boxing, man.
Man, OH10, man. Ohio till I die, man. You know what it is.
You already know, man.
Facts,
no doubt. Salute, man.
Coming from OTB, man. Hey, big bro, I appreciate you. This definitely ain't gonna be the only time I have you on, man. We definitely gonna have you back to come and chop up some boxing with us, drop some of that knowledge on them, man. And
I can't wait to come back, man. When I come to the city, man, we're gonna link up, man. I'll have to whoop you in some pool or something, man. Let's link up, man.
Yeah.
I heard Rick used to walk around the Ritz shooting with one arm, man.
Now, I wasn't one arm cold, but I used to walk around. I used to shoot that pool in me.
and bring some candy bars too. We bring the Snickers, man.
Hey, I'm gonna be already ate them before we play, man.
All right, man. I'm out.
On behalf of OTB Boxing School, man, and the whole city of Cincinnati, bro. Like,
much love. Thanks for having me, man. Shout out to everybody in Cincinnati, man. Much love.
Yep.
Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate everything you get, everything you did for the city, Rick, man. Real talk, man. Until this day, bro, you are a pioneer to the city. And just your name speak volumes, and you continue to motivate people, bro. I'm a channel because you helped me love this sport of boxing. You understand? So when you think about things that you've given to this sport, things that you didn't give into your city, bro, you understand? We'll never be able to give you a flower for everything that you did, but I'm gonna make sure I tell you, goddamn it, you're gonna always wear the crown, bro. Always have a crown here.
The flowers is given is much appreciated, man. You hear me?
Number
man. And keep your son working. Tell him whenever he on the platform, he got an outlet. Yeah, tell him, come on, man. Tell him, come say his name. Come say his name. Say his record. Tell him who the next champ. You understand?
Right.
Texas gonna be trying to claim him, so I'm gonna make sure they know that he Ohio's. You understand?
This me all over again, man. I used to have them braids, man. There you go, though, man.
Oh, look at that on your daddy, boy.
Yeah, man. This is the next champ right here, man.
Go ahead, tell him,
man. Remember his face, man. We finna get to work.
Facts. Go ahead, say the name for him so they know it.
Oh yeah, my name Ricardo Williams III. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a problem in a minute.
You gonna be on the Ohio Run Boxing page, man. I got you. Don't worry.
Good looking. Thank y'all.
Man, you gonna always be on OTB, little Rick Trey. You understand? You got a little Trey. You gonna always be tapped in. But we ain't gonna hold up too much more of the champ time.
Appreciate y'all, man. Much love, man.
It's just the first one of many. We tapped in, man. Y'all know what it is. Class is dismissed from OTB Boxing School, and the silver medalist we at.
All right.
Yeah, we off, big bro, man. I appreciate that, man.
Whenever you need me, if some big fights coming up, you need a little, you know what I mean? Whatever, bro. If you got